What's up, everyone? Welcome in Mikey's Boardroom. I'm Mikey.
I'm Krista.
And tonight we're going to review Clank Catacombs. Clank Catacombs is a deck building game where you are laying tiles out and you're building out a dungeon and you're moving your little wizard or whatever around the tiles, and you're trying to collect an artifact. And that's sort of the main goal. Get an artifact and get back out. But as you lay tiles, there's other things you can pick up. Minor secrets, major secrets. You're obviously using the cards in your hand to move around the tiles and also do battle with monsters and what else? You buy cards, you do battle with monsters. What are the other cards? Oh, and the cards also allow you to move around. That's what I was thinking. And yeah, you're trying to do that, and whoever gets the artifact and gets out sort of triggers the end game starting, and so then the game sort of starts wrapping up, and then whoever has the most points wins. There's also a dragon attack. As you play, you generate clank, and then when a dragon attacks, you put that clank in a bag and draw a certain amount of cubes, and if you get your cubes out, you take damage, and if you lose your damage, you die, and if the game ends and you're not back if you're not safe, you also die. I think that's a pretty rough
there you have
game.
it, folks.
So let's get into the review. I don't want to waste any time. Let's talk about things we liked, things we didn't like, and anything else we want to talk about it. Okay. So I'm going to start. Oh, please. Okay. Please allow me. I would say my first pro is that overall, I feel this is a good game. It's fun, and overall, I like it. Okay. That's my first pro. Beat bad.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. It was a decent game.
I think all the parts of the game work well together.
Yeah, it flows well. Definitely.
Well. It's flow.
It flows and it moves. It moves.
Yeah.
Flows and moves like a river.
I was thinking like a river. Well, do you have anything you want to say? No, please, after you.
Nope.
Okay. I want to talk about the deck building. I think the deck building works well. It's very simple. It doesn't get very complex. The cards, like I said, they help you move, they help you fight enemies, and they help you buy cards. There are effects on the cards that do some things and allow you extra bonuses and whatnot. Like if you defeat a monster in the dungeon row this turn, you get health. So there's things like that do complicate it a little bit, but it's not complicated at all. It's very simple.
It's very, very simple.
Very simple. But it works.
I had it the first time we played it.
Yeah, it works. But it works well, and it's not a complicated game at all. It's also a very simple game.
And it's quick.
And it's quick, so it just works for it. The deck building, I like the deck building. It works well. And I also kind of like that you can sort of deck build the way you want. For the most part, it's not just like buying random cards. You can kind of focus like on if you want to do swords, or obviously you're kind of at the luck of what comes up a little bit. But I felt like I could throughout the game kind of focus on if I wanted to make a more sword or more exploratory deck with more boots, not like that. So I did feel like there was some agency in where I was going with my deck, which is what you want in a deck builder. That's all I wanted to say about the deck building. Okay,
I feel like we didn't get through the much of the cards, but I felt like a lot of them were very similar. Like there wasn't a ton of. I mean, there's a lot. I just didn't know if it's because we didn't get through a whole lot of the deck.
I would say we played probably through the whole deck once.
We did, okay. Like there were some good ones in there, but I felt like a lot of them were very similar.
Yeah, there's like I said, they're not like there are some that change it up a bit. Some that are more complicated than this one, like Emperor Cat. But even still.
So, like, with a deck building game or deck builder thing, do people want a huge variety of cards, or do they prefer this where it's kind of like similar to build on each other?
Personally, I want a variety of cards, but cards that are similar in how they work together. So like
Dune.
Yeah, like I want because I mean to me I think this is like the point of deck builders, but like I want to have a variety of things to get so that I don't have a bunch of the same cards, but I also want to have those variety work towards a similar goal. So like I want to build this sort of deck. Like in this, I want to build a deck that focuses on swords. Yeah. Like so I want a variety of cards, but to have cards that allow me to work towards more sword oriented deck. If that makes sense. But I didn't really feel like that was that very necessary in this game.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought you could do it, but it just was like so simple The deck building is so simple in this.
It's very simple.
The cards are so simple. Just the game is so simple.
You should use like a little more like creative wording there.
Well, what's another word for simple?
Like, describe it.
I don't want it to sound like I'm coming down on it for being simple. It's just...
I didn't think you were.
I mean, I just keep saying it, but...
Yeah.
But, there's just not a lot of complexity. Maybe that's a better way to say it. There's not a lot of complexity. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's enough about that. Unless you had more.
Nope.
I do kind of like how the way card play works. There's a little bit of a puzzle where if I want to use these boots now and this sword now, you can kind of use everything at your disposal in whatever order you want to kind of move around and manipulate. Mm-hmm. Like I have 3 swords. I think I'll use one here. And then I'll buy this card. Oh, look, a monster came out. I'll use my other 2 swords to do this. Like you can kind of decide what you're doing as you do it.
Yeah, I did like
there.
The options to where you could go a bunch of different places, and if you have a sword, you can do that. But you can also just get is that a life? Is that what you'd call that?
Damage.
You can take damage if you want to go, so you're not stuck. And then there are cards where you can take away damage. So I feel like it all flows well together, where you have a lot of options and you can make choices.
Let's talk about the tiles, because I think that was my next pros. I really like my favorite part about this game. I think is the tiles and like the tunnels and like how you build. And I'm trying to get to this certain room, and sometimes the way the paths work, they zigzag all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I can be right next to like this tile. But I could be, really far from actually getting to this location that I'm trying to get to. So I like trying to I was just like the maze of it all kind of made, like I really like that.
Feels like you were in the tunnels.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go left or right.
Exactly. I was trapped and I was trying to find my way up. So I like that. And then I like the different paths, like the lockpick path where you need a lock to spend a lockpick. And once it's open, everybody can travel that for free. Like I just like those little, I like the little paths. Change things up. So yeah, the dungeon crawling aspects I enjoyed it.
You German now?
Auschwitz. I really like, there's a little bit of like push your luck feeling in this game in 2 areas. The first one is buying cards on the row. When you replace a card that's purchased, that's what can trigger a dragon attack, which is when you throw all your Clank into the bag. And so there's kind of a push your luck where if you have a bunch of Clank and there's a card out that you want to buy, you might not want to buy that card because you might want to try and get rid of some of that Clank before it gets thrown in the bag and drawn. So I like there's a little bit of, I guess that's not really a push your luck. That's more like a risk reward. Kind of like, do you risk it for the card you want, but not getting the dragon attack? Did you never come upon that quandary?
Or I didn't realize it.
Okay. Well, I kind of liked...
rolled with punches.
Explains why you lost so many times. I liked kind of like deciding, because there were times where I wanted a card, but I was like, I think I'm just not going to get it because I have this, I know this other card in my deck's coming that's going to get rid of, most of this Clank. And my health's getting low. I liked it. And then the push your luck I was talking about was once somebody gets the artifact and takes it and gets back to the catacomb and they leave the dungeon, on their turn they start initiating dragon attacks. And so it's more likely that the game's going to end real soon. So kind of that triggers like it's time to go. Everybody needs to go. So I like that you can kind of still kind of go for points. Try and get points as on your way out, and there's a kind of a push your luck of like, I'm gonna try and get this one more major secret because I could get 7 more victory points. So I like kind of pushing your luck and trying to get as much as I could on my way out, and trying to prioritize getting out. And then once they're out and the dragon attacks start, it's like, okay, I gotta really get back there now. But it's like, oh, if I just go this one other way, I can get this one other thing that might help me. Might help me get the edge on her. So I don't know. That was. I said the tunnels was my favorite. Maybe that was my favorite because I got excited thinking about it. That's all my pros. That's everything nice I have to say about this game. Okay. Let's talk about how simple it is again. Okay, my first. You want to take it away? It seems like you have more cons than pros this time.
I only have one con.
Okay.
But it kind of encompasses the whole thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
And it actually is perfect because you kept talking about how simple it was.
Okay. And
you said that it's not complex. Well, I was going to say the game's very, very one-dimensional, which means not complex.
Okay.
And there's no.
Oh, so that's why you're like you should use another turn. I'm not going to tell you which turn though because I already looked it up before we started playing to make sure it was correct.
It's very one-dimensional. And so it's not really a game I would pick up and play.
Yeah.
If you wanted to play it, I wouldn't say no, just because it's simple and the length is short enough.
Very short.
But yeah, I just don't find that much enjoyment from it. But it's not bad.
It feels like everything is surface level, and it doesn't go more than that.
That's what one-dimensional means. Good job. You defining it for me now?
I'm using it. Yeah. I am an idiot. That was kind of my my biggest con too. Is that it just like I was kind of like, wow, man.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, like everything is fun. Everything works well. It's like enjoyable to play, but I'm just kind of like left like meh. Like I don't know. Yeah. I don't really feel the need to play it. I wish it like one of my cons is it feels like it like can end too soon. I don't know if this is just at 2 players, but I felt like as soon as we got out of the first 4 tiles are always these light purple ones, and there's never going to be an artifact on those. Then once you start drawing these, that's where the artifact can come in. And I feel like, I mean, we have 4 out right now, and 3 out of those 4 have artifacts on them. So, like, I feel most times when we played, the first one out had an artifact. And so you just pick it up and go.
But we could have prolonged it if we wanted.
We could have if we wanted to, but why?
It felt like I was
like,
ready
the longer once I have an artifact, the longer I prolong it, the more likely you are. Like, if I got the 17-point artifact or the 20-point artifact, if I got anything like 14 or higher, I'd be like, I'm going. Like my best chance of winning is just to get it. The longer I prolong it, the more likely you are to get more points. So we could keep playing, but it's just more of the same just to get more points, and then eventually we're gonna run out of these anyway. And if you die in the depths, everybody gets no points. So like I just felt like it was really, really quickly kind of like, okay, it's already time to be done. Yeah. And head back. It was a little, but I guess if it was longer, there wasn't enough depth to last for a longer game. So maybe it's the perfect length. It just all comes back to that. We were in. It just all in the depths. Wow.
You should not maybe, brother.
Another sort of con, which I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. The card quality is like really bad. It's just like that bad quality. Everything's not the greatest quality. The meeples are nice and cute, like my little Gandalf. But
is that what we're calling him now?
Yeah. Gandalf is on the list. If you could have like, ever think about if you could have like a little person that you could keep in your pocket to be with and like give you advice and so like Gandalf's at the top of that list. Gandalf. For a while, I was always like, I would love to have a miniature Bill Cosby. I always said that.
Oh my gosh.
It's not as.
You'd like to have your miniature.
Yeah, exactly. That joke don't slap like it used to.
I haven't heard you say that one before. That's funny.
But yeah, Gandalf for sure.
That's funny.
Okay. Like I said, it's not an expensive game, but I think I paid $60 for it after shipping. Woo,
so not worth $60.
That feels like it's too expensive. But I don't want to get into prices because I don't know how much it costs to make this and all that. But like hindsight is 20/20, as they say. I need Captain Hindsight. One other thing I want to say is that this isn't a con or anything. It's just like a kind of a. I don't know if this is positive for you or a negative, but at 2 players, you don't like get through much of the game at all.
Yeah, that's what you said.
I did say that already.
Okay, you said like by the time.
Okay, yeah, you see like almost nothing in a playthrough. It feels like so. For better or worse. And then my last point. I didn't. These aren't really scripted because my last point is deck building is pretty basic, which is basically our whole con is that it's too basic.
Funny.
So that's all I got to say about it.
Yep.
So let's rate it. Let's rate it.
Okay.
You want to go first or sure?
Well, are you going to go over the scale or not? Usually.
Okay, yeah, I'll go over the scale real quick. Ones are broken games that are terrible. Mm-hmm. 2s are games that are fine, but it's not a game for me. Mm-hmm. I don't want to play it, and I will get rid of it. 3 is a game that's good. I like it. I also don't feel the need to play it over other games. 3.5 is the same as a 3, except I do feel the need to play it sometimes, and so I'm going to keep it. I will keep it. 4 is a good game. I want to keep it because I want to play it. And then a 5 is like best game. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to make you play it no matter what, even if you hate it. Okay. Shout out to War of the Ring. Ayo. And that's our scale. So do you want to rate it first or should I?
I'd give it a 3.
A 3? Okay.
It's not bad. Like I said, if you wanted to play it, I would. Yeah. I wouldn't try and convince you otherwise. Yeah. But I'd be okay if you sold it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah?
I don't know why, but I have no desire to keep playing it. And if you want to play this, I'd be like, why would we play that over something else? Like, if you want to play Clank,
it's short enough. I think that's why I gave it a 3. Like,
there's other short games I'd rather play. There's not other short deck builders I want to play, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we've played. There's probably some out there. I don't know how long the length is on G.I. Joe. We got that over there. But anyways, I think it too. Like, I don't want to play it. It's not bad, but it's just not for me. Like, it's got everything I kind of like, but I just don't really. I'd rather play other stuff.
Yeah.
But I know this is being received fairly well, and I can see why, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just. It
says a lot about people who enjoy it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No.
Unless you sit in that one for a minute.
It's a joke.
Yeah, but seriously.
I'm basic.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, though, if you do,
I know.
if you do like this, though, you are an absolute moron.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with it. But we're definitely gonna get rid of it. We're gonna sell it off. I think it's out of stock right now, so I'm gonna hit it while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all I gotta say. Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right, that's our review. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all of that. Let us know your least favorite part about this video. And other than that, go out there, show kindness. Have a great day. Have a great Christmas. And also a happy Hanukkah or anything else.
Merry Christmas.
Anything else where you get presents.